Hi, I'm Rachel Claire Farnsworth. I'm Wellness with Rachel. I'm a 5 times award-winning transformational coach and wellness therapist specialising in anxiety and autoimmune disease. And today I'm on the Prosper Show talking about Decoding the Body's Messages, my new book, Decoding the Body's Messages, Unlock Your Wisdom to Heal, because your body is talking to you in pain and symptoms.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the Online Prosperity Show. And I'm not saying this lightly. This is going to be one of those for the books. I'm your host, Prosper Taruvinga, and today we've got a special treat for you. Obviously, she's a multi-award-winning transformational coach and wellness therapist, but she's back by popular demand, and she's here to share some profound insights from her latest book, Decoding the Body's Messages, Unlock Your Wisdom to Heal. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Claire Farnsworth. Now, Rachel, good to see you again.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. You've been in my vision for 6 months, but I had to go away and do some work before I got back because I needed to evolve, basically. And here I am, and I've got a book to talk about, we were talking about that 6 months ago, in fact. And it was a very loose title back then. But here I am. It's in my hand, and it arrived yesterday, and it's been an absolute labour of love. And I didn't wait for permission to write it. I am self-published. I've got my, it is happening, and it is happened. And it's just because the world needs to know. I know there's other books out there talking about how you can heal, but this isn't everything in there that I wanted to share. There's my story in there. There's also that very important book, even though Unlock Your Wisdom to Heal is in very small words on the front cover, it's the powerful, potent. It is the tonic that you need, because we're not meant to live with chronic pain and chronic symptoms. It's your body speaking to you. It's telling you, it's like, when you're driving a car and the warning light comes on and you're like, oh, I've got to put some air in my tyre, or, oh, it needs more brake fluid. Well, that's what your body's telling you. Only it's telling you you've got suppressed emotion behind the symptoms. It's telling you you've got some trauma that you need to release. That's what your body's saying. And it's not, you haven't gone through narcissistic relationships and you've got fibromyalgia. It's because. So it's releasing that emotional pain. It doesn't have to take long. You've already lived it. It's about reviewing it and letting it go and empowering you in the meantime, because we do the detective work in a session and then we empower you, because you're not in that relationship anymore. Probably you're not 6, you're not 8, you don't live with your parents. There's so much more power than you realize you have, and by unlocking it all, you can see this is, again, probably why they want to keep us with chronic conditions, because when you release it, you understand how powerful you are. You understand that you're more than a body having a human experience. You are an eternal being. You're energetic. You can't kill energy. So you're this eternal being having a human experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And by that token, you can see how powerful you are. Your subconscious mind is 95% of everything you do, think, feel, and believe about yourself. So you don't feel good because of the trauma. We've got 3 core beliefs really behind it, and I talk about that in the book. But the underlying one that feeds into all of it is I'm not enough. So I don't belong, I can't connect, what I want isn't available. And the underlying one, I'm not, fill in the missing blank, enough. I'm not smart enough, I'm not kind enough, I'm not whatever, enough. And that is because of trauma you've gone through. You didn't feel like that when you were a baby. You didn't look at yourself and, do you know what, I'm never going to learn to walk. Everybody else can do it, but not me. You kept going because you got that self-belief. But something happened to you that made you disconnect from yourself. And that disconnect is where your body is cracking open, basically, telling you, hello, You've got some emotional stuff going on, darling. Can you please just take a look so that you feel whole and complete? That's what your body's saying. And once you do that, you become the sparkly diamond, because that diamond of potential is who you always are. That's the essence you're made of. You're made of love. Because you're here on the planet, you're made of love. Whether you feel loved or not, or lovable or not, it's a fact. You're made of love. And you're here on the planet because you're wanted and needed. You don't breathe yourself. Something else is breathing you. There's that big life force energy breathing you. So you're here because you matter. But you don't feel like that because of the trauma. Unlock your trauma, you find your true essence, you sparkle differently, you show up differently, your boundaries are better in place, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and it is an amazing feeling. And I haven't always felt like that. I was going through narcissistic stuff forever and ever until I wasn't, until I woke up to I'm in a pattern. Oh dear, I need to do something about it. Unfortunately, I got the tools. I knew I got the solution before I realized I had a problem, which is great, isn't it? But so I healed it, and that's in my story in the book as well. There's a chapter about me and how, my life story really, of where I lost my confidence, the toxic relationship patterns I was in, how it made me feel, and how I came to, my transformation is a personal thing. You can hear the difference. You said already, you can hear the difference in me from 6 months ago. And so I'm evolving all the time. It's always very curious about, what else can I do? What else do I not know? This is interesting. And it's just learning all the time. Every client teaches me something as well. I'm always like, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of it quite like that. So it's all of that is in the book. And the unlocking part is beautiful because it shows you it can be simple. You don't need, it's not even a special diet you need to eat. The diet is your words, is how you feel about yourself. So your words are your medicine, and how you talk to yourself matters. So that's the first thing we talk about. But it's all about, as well, in the book, it still feels really surreal to actually flick through the pages of it, to be honest.
Congratulations. I can only attest to the feeling of holding in your hand something you've been working on. Yes. I mean, it's been 6 months since we last had you on the show, and I must say, time really flies when you're decoding your body's messages, but you literally have become a totally different person. What happened?
Life, I suppose. I think what happened was I've been working with clients. I hadn't moved. I've been living in a new area when we first met, and I hadn't been living there that long. So that was new, and I felt like the newbie at school. So I've sort of settled in. I've moved to house again since we last spoke, actually. But it's all just like trusting yourself, learning to trust yourself. I did know what to do. And that's the thing. And I think all those things that happened for several years now, you're like, you did know. You could trust your intuition. Oh, yeah. So it's just, and I tell you what else I've done, a real conscious thing. And actually, I'm talking about this tonight in my group program with Laura Shofroth. It's called Total Holistic Health Acceleration. And what we do is a group program. But tonight we're talking about valuing yourself. So I have made conscious effort to value me. So just for the weekend, my daughter was out and I was on my own, and I could have just sat moping like, it's Saturday and I've got nothing to do. No, I took myself out for a coffee and a cake. And then I got talking to somebody in the cafe, and we had a great conversation, really off the wall. It was like, that's interesting. And it was just all of that. It's just those sort of things, like learning to date yourself, learning to love your own company, learning to be your best friend. And I talk about that in the end of the book as well, in the unlocking part. So all of that, really, it's following my own advice. where you can, yeah, it's all about valuing yourself, because nobody values you if you don't value you. Because the thing is, we are manifestors of our own reality. We don't know that because we haven't been told that. So we are these little creative beings. And so we are creating, you've already created probably what you don't want, but so it's now time to start looking at what you do want and focusing on that and being in the energy of that. And that's what I was doing actually last September. I was on holiday in Turkey with my daughter, and she didn't want to go swimming. She said the swimming pool was too cold. Anyway, I was swimming, and while I was swimming, I was like imagining my vision board. Now, my vision board had got this £1 million house on there. It's 6 bedrooms. It wasn't what I wanted particularly, but it was the energy of the house. And it got a swimming pool, it got a gym, it got a nice meeting room, so I could have retreats and stuff in there. So that was what I was like, oh, that's exciting. And on my vision board as well, it's talking to M.E.D.I.A on stage, because he's all about trauma, and he thinks about it in the same or similar way to me. And then I've got a health hub, because I want to have, my ultimate goal is to open loads of health hubs around the world that have got real health going on, that have got my members trained in my method, helping people. It's helping people with addiction. It's helping people who've gone through narcissistic relationships. It's giving them a safe space to be if they don't feel safe. So it's rehab that works. It's narcissistic safe space for healing and all of that. That's what it is. So I've got a health hub on my vision board as well. Now, I moved house, as I just said, 6 weeks ago. And it's really funny, but 2 weeks before I moved, they actually opened a swimming pool around the corner from me. So basically that was on my £1 million house, but they've actually called it a health hub. It says health hub on the outside of the building. So it's got a swimming pool, which I don't need to maintain, but I can use anytime I want to. It's got a gym, it's got a meeting room, and I don't need to pay for it. And it's like, so that's my first health hub without actually having to fund it.
Wow. And so you literally manifested that in the vision board that you've got going on.
While I was swimming, I was just imagining I'm in that house. How does it feel? And I was in a all-inclusive hotel with the beach just literally walking distance. So I got a swimming pool and the beach, and because it was all-inclusive, I was just imagining it. All these people were there just for me, making my holiday perfect. So it was that energy. I was really allowing every cell in my body to feel into that. And then I put an offer on a house locally that fell through. This one came up. It had just been reduced by 20,000. So it's now in my budget, and it's even better, and it's closer to the health hub than the one that I would have gone for. So yes, we have got, so just that story shows you how our energy is our currency. And so by releasing the trauma that you've gone through means it's a bit like a football, a blow-up ball, inflatable ball under the swimming pool water. And once you've released your trauma, you start floating. And that means you attract better, because we are energetic beings. We attract what we are. We're like radio frequencies, like little radio transmitters. So by releasing the trauma, you can only really attract better things into your life. And that's how powerful we are, but we've not been told. So that's why releasing it is so beneficial. It's so, there's so much more on the other side of chronic conditions. We're not meant to live like that. We're not.
Absolutely. And is this the same concept that you weave within your book that talks about working with our future selves? Because so many people are working based on, like you say, the trauma that they have gotten. They're holding on to that. Now, I don't know about you, Rachel, but in Australia, we've got what are called budget airlines, where, you know, they lure you into the aircraft, say $58 to fly to Sydney, but you got to pay for the luggage and you got to pay for all the extras, and it ends up becoming much more expensive than if you would have just paid a full line ticket, and it just goes to show that the heavier you carry, the more expensive it actually then gets in
Yes.
in the long run.
Yes. Well, our health is our wealth at the end of the day, isn't it? If we haven't got our health, what have we got? It is everything. So I do touch a little bit about what you can achieve, but I think you've just helped me in my second book. I think it's going to have to be about working with our future self and manifesting.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, all the things that have come through, you have manifested that. And there's a story you were telling me earlier on about how by the time you were, sort of wanting to create this book, you were also in the process of selling your home, but it was not going through. So you could have a place and a sanctuary for you to actually create, because otherwise, if you were in between moving, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation today.
No, that's right. It's really, really curious. And the house that I was living in always felt like a little holding pen. I knew it was a temporary thing, but it was I was new to the area. It was a nice house, but it just didn't feel the energy that I really wanted. It was that there's more feeling to it. So yes, I'll put an offer on this house where I live now, and nothing was happening. There's only 3 of us in the chain, so it should have happened really fast, but it didn't. And so I was sort of thinking, well, I'm very creative. I need to be doing. I always have to have a project or something going on. I'm not very good at doing nothing very often. But anyway, so I was like, well, what's next? The house is obviously waiting for something. What is it waiting for? How can I move? It's my energy. My energy feels stuck. I need to move my energy in order to move the house. So I was thinking, right, well, I know I'm going to train people in what I do. And I also know I need to write the book. Now, which comes first? So the book comes first because people need to know, the ailments. So when they're working with people, they can look at my book and say, oh, yeah, this is what it's sort of loosely based around. And so that book came first, and then I'm going to start training people. And it was very funny that I'd written the last word, and then the phone rang and said, we're ready to go. So I hadn't quite got the cover sorted. It was very loosely created. So it wasn't up on Amazon at that point in time, but the manuscript itself was done. So I could then give it to my proofreader while I'm packing. And then she's marking me and sort of rearranging it and just tweaking it a little bit. And then once I got that, that took her a fortnight or so. And so by that time I was here. So it's really funny how it just seemed to yeah, really good.
Congratulations. I can only imagine, because not only were you just twiddling your thumbs waiting for the phone to ring, but you got yourself busy, and obviously in the process, is that how you then came up with the concept of linking your subconscious and conscious mind? Because you would have gone into your subconscious at that particular time to create that which you wanted, because this is also a prevalent theme in your book.
Yes. What I knew I had to do was take action, because without it, it's just entertainment, isn't it? One day I'm going to write a book. Okay, great, wonderful, But this was right, okay. So, and I am an action taker. So it's okay, what action do I need to take? I think I learned that when I was going through divorce. Every day I woke up with anxiety. I was like, okay, what does this teach me? I've got to take action again. Okay. So I'm very mindful of what my body is talking, what my feeling is. So it's about being dedicated. If you want to write a book, you have to start. So if I didn't write something every day, I would make sure that I wrote more. I'd create space on a Saturday, for example, and right, 2 hours I am focusing on. And people would send me, oh, you need to watch this TikTok video, and I'm not. They're distracting me. Stop it. I am laser focused on this. I put my phone to one side and be like, right, I'm going to get from this to this today, and sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but I had a goal. So, and there's 30,000 words in this book. So yeah, give or take, there's 30,000 words in this book. And so that takes a lot of writing. I've never done anything like that before. The most I've done is probably, like most of us have, essays and stuff at projects and stuff for school, college, whatever. So yeah, it was, and it's a big learning curve writing your own book. Oh, I need to design a cover. Never done that before. Oh, what else do you need to, there's all that, structuring it, being methodical, because you've got all this, it's like word soup to start with. It's like verbal, this is what, it's spaghetti.
And then putting it all together
and
into
yes,
a sequence.
yes.
Yeah. Now,
and paragraphing it and all that. Yes.
now, Rachel, I mean, you're talking about people sending you TikTok videos and, just trying to distract you. That must have been incredibly difficult, because your personal journey has been about being around toxic relationships and just people pleasing in and of itself. But you managed to overcome that. And I want you to talk, in reference to how has this experience actually started shaping the way you help your clients today?
Well, I didn't realize I was in toxic relationship pattern. I actually found that out while I was working at a builder's merchants, which is really odd. But I was training to be a hypnotherapist at the time, and I had an hour at lunchtime, so I was cramming everything in around my schedule. So I've got my sandwiches at my desk, I've got my headphones on like I have now, and I'm watching this video. And it was a demonstration about alcohol abuse, but that wasn't what it was going back to. That was the subject. So it was like, oh, and the scenes that she went back to was like, oh, that sounds like me. I can relate to that. Oh, I can relate to that as well. Perhaps I need to be in that chair. And then the trainer was starting talking about narcissistic abuse, toxic relationship patterns. It's like, ooh, this sounds like real therapy, right? And then I'm sort of thinking, oh, this is me. I thought I needed confidence. I thought I just needed a little confidence boost. And then it's like, oh, I can see now why I've lost my confidence. It's because I've been through these toxic relationships that made me doubt myself, that made me feel I'm upside down, inside out, like, oh, which way's up? So it was that moment. And it was so the me going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning was a different me leaving work that 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because I'd had that wake up call of, oh, okay. But fortunately, I'd already got the method I needed. I just hadn't realized I had a problem. So I knew what to do. I knew that I needed to take action. I needed to get somebody else to do a hypnotherapy session on me. And it went back to me learning that love is painful as a child. Just a normal, not like big, shocking, held at knife point kind of thing, but just in normal day-to-day language, that it got fed into me that love is painful. People hurt you. Oh, it's because they love you. That kind of thing, And so I carried on finding the thing. And that's what we do. Our subconscious we've got these paradigms, these up levels, lower levels, and we can't shift between that, because the subconscious mind loves the familiar. So we're in this glass box, which we don't know, because it's like a fish being in a fish tank. It doesn't know it's in a fish tank because it's a glass bowl, and it doesn't know there's any perimeters around it. And it's the same for us. So if you don't like your reality, chances are your subconscious mind is keeping you there for a reason. So we just need to find out what that is, so you can look at it and let go of it and then move on. You can also do it yourself by telling yourself you want something and why you want it. Like writing a book, I want this. My subconscious mind was like, oh, you can't do that. Look, the washer needs to go on. Oh, look, look at the floor. It needs hoovering. And, there's all these millions of jobs that my subconscious mind suddenly thought was interesting. I was like, no, I have to write this book. So I had to tell myself I was writing it just for me. It's just interesting just for me. I'm just putting some thoughts on paper just for me, because if I thought the world was going to read it, or even somebody else, my next door neighbour, that would have stopped me. So I had to just pretend that it was it's just interesting. And oopsie, it just happened to go on Amazon. Oops, at the end, So that's how I overcame that.
Absolutely. But you see, with that, I mean, obviously you are now helping people also have an understanding of how all this works. Some people hear voices in their head, and most of the voices that they're hearing are not helpful or are not actually enabling them to then leap into the person or become that which they want to become.
Absolutely.
And,
Yes, that's right.
can you maybe put a distinction on that? Because some voices in people's heads are literally telling them to kill themselves.
Yes, well, I do talk about that in my book, actually. Because in the A to Z, there's a section that starts at acne and goes right the way through to warts. So suicidal thoughts is in the S's. And I do talk about that, it's with love that I talk about it. And all it is there's a wounded part within you that feels really bad. And it's only because of trauma that you've gone through it. It's not you. It really isn't. So it's just your body. You're trying to cut out something that is somebody put it there for you. It's not who you really are at all. So my suicidal thoughts, if the extract I've written here is that I write these words with so much love and compassion for anyone feeling this way. By working with clients who've had suicidal thoughts, I've seen firsthand that there's a part within that feels so much emotional pain, it's almost unbearable to live with. These thoughts and feelings weren't present from birth. They're learnt responses to the stories you told yourself from an early age. Stories that were crafted to make sense of a world when your emotional needs went unmet. In these stories, you saw yourself as a flawed character. Then the beliefs of I'm not lovable, I don't matter, I'm unworthy of love become how you saw yourself. Your reality only served to reinforce these internal doubts, fears, and self-loathing, which trapped you in a cycle of perceived rejection and abandonment and worse. Recognizing these beliefs for what they are, mere interpretations rather than absolute truths, is the first step towards rewriting your internal stories. This understanding is not just empowering, it's liberating. There is nothing wrong with you. You're made of love. You're on the planet for a reason. It's possible to heal those hurts so that you see yourself in your true light of who you really are. And it truly doesn't take long to achieve when you heal at the root.
Thank you.
So that's my book, part of it. So yeah, that's a really, really thank you for allowing me to do that, because it's true. The suicidal thoughts aren't who you are. They're just pain, and it feels unbearable to live with that pain. But healing it, you've already gone through it. Let's just clear it. And you see yourself like everybody, like anybody else who works with me is that true diamond of potential that you are. And I'm sorry you've gone through all the stuff that you've gone through that made you feel that way, but it isn't your truth. It's a fake truth. It's a core belief built on stories that you believe were true at the time.
Absolutely. Now, Rachel, where can people get a hold of this book? I personally can't wait.
Thank you. Well, it's on Amazon. So you've only got to Google, go into Amazon and type in Decoding the Body's Messages, Unlock Your Wisdom to Heal. And my author name, which is Rachel Claire Farnsworth. And I'm using Claire as the middle name because there's there's lots of Rachel Farnsworths, and there's an author who does cookery, and that's not me. So I use Claire as well. So Rachel Claire Farnsworth, Decoding the Body's Messages, Unlock Your Wisdom to Heal. It's on Kindle and it's in paperback, and it will be on Audible when I've got that far. I've not done that yet.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely make sure all those links are in the show notes below so that people can literally get a hold of those. Now, Rachel, I've told you this before, and I think I'm telling you for the 100th time in the little amount of time that we have spoken together. 6 months ago, you presented to us somebody that was maybe disconnected, not all that forthcoming with a lot of detail and information. And when you were leaving, you did mention you were going to write a book, and I asked you to come back.
Yes, you did.
And you did, and I applaud you for doing that. But if we would go back maybe to that particular time and zone that you were in, because you kept repeating the song Fix You by Coldplay, and the lyrics are not that positive. I mean, it's talking about, when you try your best and you don't succeed, when you what is it? You get what you want and things like that. But I don't think that's a song. That's the song on your playlist right now. That's different.
No.
I want you to go back to that time now, Rachel. Hear me out. I want you to go back to that time. And I want you to give that Rachel advice, knowing what you know about what you then turned out to become and who you are now becoming. Please give us a moment of telling that Rachel what she can expect, because I want to just cut that part and put it in the old video, and I think that would just change the dynamics in and of itself.
Oh my goodness, I think she'd run away. I think if I told her what was coming, she'd go, oh my goodness, I'm not doing any of that. I can't be a five award transformational coach, wellness therapist. My clients call me the spiritual midwife. No, I can't do any of that. But it is funny. But it all started, and Fix You by Coldplay will always be a big part of my story, really, because it does start with my daughter, and she was going through an autoimmune disease. We thought we were doing the best thing for her, going all the stuff at the hospital and stuff like that. And then we found the solution. But so I was still in the story really back then, even just 6 months ago, which seems incredible. But that was the story, because it was through Emily's journey, my daughter's journey of her arthritis in children with no known cause is what she had. It was because of that we found a solution. And Fix You by Coldplay was on the radio every single time. It felt like it, at least. Every time we went to the hospital or the doctors or wherever. And I just sent a silent prayer to the universe. If there is anybody listening out there, will you please show me a solution to help my daughter? That was it. So Fix You is, will somebody please fix her, because I can't. I don't know what to do. I feel powerless. But the universe did show me the way, and it did give me hypnotherapy. But I didn't, if someone had said training hypnotherapy, I would have gone, no, it's not interesting. But it gave me counseling as that carrot. So I was going to do the counseling course, because I could do that. I can ask people how that makes them feel. But I had to do the hypnotherapy in the first year, and that brought up an advanced hypnotherapy course while I'm Googling to get some homework done for the hypnotherapy course. And then that led into me, all of it just fed into, everything falls into place. When you look back, you're like, oh yeah, it's so funny. But that is what's going on. It was just me being a parent wanting to help my daughter in the best way possible. And here I am writing my book, Decoding the Body's Messages. It's so funny, really, when you look at it. I mean, if someone said, right, you're writing a book, going to get 5 awards that sit on your shelf in your office, and you're going to be on Prosper, that's, the other side of the world, that I would have been under the desk crying, and no, that's too much, But actually, this is just the beginning. It's so funny.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for, first of all, going through that journey and for delivering. I mean, obviously, one of the things that I always ask people when they leave the show is, what can we expect? And you did pledge you were going to write a book. And I said, you know what you got to do? You got to come back and showcase that book. And you did.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
Rachel.
I've had lots of conversations with you in my head, actually, like, you're going, come on.
Now that question is coming back again. Now that we've got Decoding Your Body's Message and it's out there in the public, what's next? What are we celebrating in the next 6 months?
Well, who knows? Well, maybe you come and visit me on stage in Australia, live. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
My word, I will be the one person sitting right in the front.
You get VIP, you do. Yeah, you'll be right there. No, but who knows? The book is growing legs on its own. People are messaging me saying it's already, it's incredible. It's it's been received in a very, very positive way. And I've written it so it's not like War and Peace. There's 152 pages. It's easy to pick up, pick down. It's not, you don't have to read it cover to cover. You can just go through the A to Z bit to start with if you want to. But it does start in the beginning about how skeptical I was. So I do invite you to read it with that open mind, because I've got that's not going to work, right? And it does, because otherwise there's been no point in me writing the book. So it's it's just quite something when you look at it and it's like, wow, that's part of my legacy. That's the thing. This is staying here after I'm not. So yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Rachel, thank you so much. I mean, you've given us the A to Z about living the best life, and through you, a lot of people are going to literally be, do, and have a happier existence. And I viscerally believe in life. We're here to live, to learn, and to contribute. I mean, you've lived the life that is in the first episode. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. And you've gone on and learned the lessons that need to be learned. And now you are sitting at the helm of being the best person that can contribute and send the elevator down, because you've had the lived experience of being the person that's at the podium decoding the body's message. That is amazing. It's remarkable, and this is exciting in and of itself. So thank you so much for taking the time, for going through the experiences.
Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me back. And who knows where I'm going to be next in 6 months' time, but if you'll have me back, I'd love to come and share where I've been and what's been going on and the growth in the 6 months. It'd be fun.
You know what this has taught me, Rachel? This has taught me that whatever you're going through in life, okay, pay attention, because one day you're going to have a good story to tell, not only on the Online Prosperity Show, but in something that will be a legacy of yours. So thank you so much for living through and for now sharing with the world
and whoever's going through pain, it's solvable. It's you can overcome it. Your subconscious mind knows how to heal. We're not meant to live in chronic conditions or have anxiety or with panic attacks or with depression or with any of that stuff. It's all telling you you're out of alignment of your true self. That's all. So it's your wake-up call to heal it.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Rachel, having you back on the show.
It's been an absolute honor to be back. Thank you.
I mean, your insights into the connection between our bodies and our minds and everything else in between is truly transformative. And for those that are watching right now, I'm hoping that you found today's discussion enlightening, and I encourage you to grab a copy of Rachel's book. I will be putting the links in the show notes there, because that's the only way you can decode your body's message. And as Rachel says, your body is trying to talk to you, and if you can only heed to that message, you, my friend, will have a happier existence. So this is now available on Kindle and paperback. And this has been a labor of love, and you heard Rachel herself.
It's been a life experience. Yeah, it has, and it's good. Yeah,
absolutely. And
it's been written with love, so that it's been written with love. It's been written for the reader. It's all about you. It's all about you as the reader, and I talk to you as if it's just you, the only person reading it. That's how I talk to you. So it's very personal. And get yourself a copy. And I do speak about that in the beginning as well. It's like life before the book and like life after. It really can be that transformational.
Absolutely. And if you watch this up until right now, there's a gift for you. Rachel is offering a free meditation gift to help you release negative self-talk patterns. So just comment patterns below and we'll be sending you the link, and Rachel can actually reach out to you and maybe offer you a personal consultation. Now, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe on the Online Prosperity Show. As you can see, we always have, unmissable content, and also our guests love coming back. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day and start decoding the messages that your body is sending you. Bye for now.